Season premiere Monday, March 4th at 9 on HGTV.
When I found out Graham was invited to the Legacy class, I was excited. It's a big opportunity for the whole school.
On game day, we looking to show the world that we here, we've been here, and we ready.
TNT is where you're able to see all the greats.
Everybody know TNT.
That's every young kid's dream for where I come from.
I wouldn't want to be nowhere else but here.
Welcome back to the Invesco QQQ Legacy Classic presented by Army. Now let's send it down to today's public address announcer, Mark Friedel.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Invesco QQQ Legacy Classic here at Prudential Center. At this time, we ask that you please rise if you are able and remove your caps. And welcome the North Carolina A&T Choir as they perform Lift Every Voice and Sing and the Star Spangled Banner.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the Rockies red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
The North Carolina A&T Choir.
That was absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much to the North Carolina A&T Choir. The hoops are coming up. I'm going to send it on over to Michael Grady, Grant Hill, and Stephanie Reddy coming up in a bit. You're in for some fun HBCU hoops here at the Invesco QQQ Legacy Classic.
Not enough? Get more. 24 hours a day on NBA TV.
And we welcome you into Newark, New Jersey. College basketball action this afternoon at the Prudential Center, celebrating the excitement and the pageantry of HBCU basketball. And we welcome you to the Invesco QQQ Legacy Classic, Game 1 of our doubleheader. Grambling State University taking on Jackson State University. Once again, we welcome you inside Prudential Center alongside Grant Hill. I'm Michael Grady, and G. Hill, I know it has to feel good to be back in the building for this classic.
Yeah, no question. This is really just HBCU excellence. You have fantastic schools, great basketball programs, some really good broadcasters. It'll be a fun day.
No question. Third member of our team, Stephanie Reddy. Good afternoon, Stephanie.
Hey there, Mike. Appreciate you guys. Listen, this is a big deal. This is the third annual HBCU Legacy Classic. The first year was launched in the midst of COVID when the Delta variant was soaring, and still over 5,000 people were in attendance. Last year, over 13,000. This event continues to grow. This year, they're expecting even more people in attendance. All 4 schools have their bands present to help put on a better show, and expect there to be celebrities in the building.
I love it. Looking forward to the bands a little bit later on. But first, let's get to our starting lineups for Grambling State. Kentavious Dozier, Antoine Burnett, Jonathan Aku, Jordan Smith, Tremichael Moten. And for Jackson State, Ken Evans, Chase Adams, Trayon Johnson, Jordan O'Neal, and Zeke Cook. Colty Young typically in the starting lineup for Jackson State. He's going to come off the bench for the first time this season. Coach Mo Williams opting for size against this larger Grambling State team. And we are underway.
And right away, Grambling State, they want to be very deliberate with their offensive attack. And Chase Adams, the 5'8" point guard for Jackson State, doing what he does best, wreaking havoc, getting steals, and causing a turnover on that first play.
Plays much bigger than his size, and that is a favorable 5'8".
Very much so.
First look for Jackson State. 8-12 on the season. Out of bounds. And it will stay with Jackson State.
And right away, we see the defensive intensity. Both sides getting deflections. These teams in the SWAC conference very familiar with one another. And obviously, the competitive nature on defense so important to their identities.
Certainly a rivalry, only a 2-hour distance between the two schools. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Evans on the drive, can't hit the lay-in, but tipped up and in. Trayon Johnson, his third start of the season, and getting that tip in, coming off a game where he had 2 points but 10 rebounds. 2-0 Grambling.
And Grambling State will use the clock. Very methodical, very deliberate on offense. They don't shoot a lot of three-pointers. They like to get a lot of baskets in the paint and, of course, get to the free throw line.
Dozier squares up for 3 and cans it.
Dozier made me look bad there, but
he was 2 for 6 in the last game. Knocks down his first triple of the afternoon.
And this right here, this 2-3 zone matchup, expect to see a lot of this. The size and the athleticism of Jackson State, pack that zone in and make them beat you from the perimeter.
Cook will turn around in the paint. Zeke Cook, 6'6" junior out of Starkville, Mississippi. Early 4-3 advantage for Jackson State. Knocked out of the SWAC tournament last year by Grambling State. Oh, nice block. Cook getting upstairs for the rejection. O'Neal, he's missed the last couple of games due to a concussion. Back in the lineup for Mo Williams. Johnson gives it up to Evans. Won't take the 3. Adams for 3. Short. Knocked out of bounds. And it'll be Grambling State basketball. Our officials this afternoon, John Hendricks, John Johnson, and Andre Crawford. As you see, the head coach of Grambling State, Dante Jackson. Had a good chat with him yesterday. A lot of turnover. for this Tiger squad.
Yeah, new teams really having to accelerate the process, and now in SWAC conference starting to find their rhythm a bit. Particularly their defense has improved over the last few games for the Grambling State Tigers.
Burnett on the move. The crossover. This is Moten, will fire from distance and bank it in.
And right away, I mean, 2 for 2 from the three-point line. Not exactly a Dante Jackson diagram, but you see Jackson State is packing in that zone, almost daring the Tigers to shoot from three.
Well, they shoot sub 30% from three on the season. There's a missed three from the Tigers of Jackson State. Trayon Johnson active inside, rejected by Aku, and Aku clears it. Grambling State looking to add to their lead. Inside, Aku backing down Johnson. The short hook too strong. Got it back. On the attack, the step through, left hand left it short again. And here comes Jackson State.
That's important. Aku has to put pressure on the bigs inside of Jackson State. Just couldn't convert.
Johnson couldn't handle it, lost it out of bounds. Turnover as they give it back to Grambling State.
And Johnson wants that back. It looked like he was going into his move before he received the basketball. And then short clock opportunity from Michael Moten, knocks it down off the glass. Did he call that?
I don't know if he called it. Banks open on Saturday. Moten got the roll.
And he's the guy. He's got to have a good game. He's a shot creator, unafraid, can score at 3 levels, and right away coming out, showing some intensity. Looks like this zone is giving some trouble here to Jackson State with their offensive execution.
They find a wide open Adams for 3. He had 35 points in their last game against Florida A&M. Knocked down 7 triples. That's his first of the afternoon. Jackson State within 1. Moten, he's had the hot hand early that time, shot off the heel, and O'Neal the rebound.
Right now, Evans has to get going for Jackson State. Too valuable, too important.
Adams, too strong that time. And Aku has the board.
And right now, both teams, we know they're familiar with one another. The defense, I think, is really excelling. Offensively, not quite ready to settle in and find their rhythm. With the defensive intensity on full display.
Aku. Outside look. Burnett from long range. No. Jordan Smith skying in. Nearly had the offensive board. And Chase Adams. Fancy dribble. Kick out. Cook. They rotated. Extra pass. Evans from long range. Missed everything out of bounds. And it'll be Grambling State basketball. We have our first timeout. 14:22 to go in this first half. Grambling State an 8-7 advantage. Moten getting the roll. You're watching the Invesco QQQ Legacy Classic.
Not enough? Get more. 24 hours a day on NBA TV.
Back here at Prudential Center, Grambling State leading Jackson State 8-7 in the early going of this Invesco QQQ Legacy Classic. Michael Grady, Grant Hill, Stephanie Reddy. Head coach of Grambling State, Dante Jackson, 7th season as Tigers head coach and the reigning SWAC Coach of the Year.
Yeah, he's been obviously very experienced, understands what it takes to be successful in this conference. And this team, I mean, they started off slow. I mean, they were 2-10 to start the season, in part because of a very difficult non-conference schedule, the 5th toughest non-conference schedule in the nation. But they have started to find their rhythm, playing good basketball, shooting the ball better from the three-point line as they've gotten into SWAC conference play.
They had just had their 4-game winning streak snapped on Monday in a loss to Arkansas Pine Bluff. Turnovers were an issue in that game. They had 3 lead changes in the early going here.
Missed the mismatch inside. He found them.
in a crowd. Aku lost the handle. Diving for the loose ball was Evans, out of bounds.
They were a little late there. There was a switch on defense from Jackson State. Aku was wide open, posting up the smaller Adams. No one could see him. They saw him a little too late.
Almost a foot height difference between the two. Here's Dozier. Pull up from the elbow. Contact, no call. Quickly up ahead. 3-point attempt goes down. Keontae Cornelius on the floor and on the scoreboard.
And that's what Mo Williams wants from his team. Get stops out in transition, scoring opportunities before the defense can get set. Gotta run good offense if you're Grambling State. You don't want Jackson State out in transition all game.
Jackson State by 2. Nice spin by Burnett. Nice strip by Adams. Other way, Cornelius hit a 3 on the last possession. Oh, nice bounce pass. Oh, tough collision. And Kwan Johnson is on the ground in some pain.
It was a great cut there, backdoor, and a little confrontation at the rim, and obviously a foul. I think the fall looked worse than the foul. He went for the ball there, made a play on the ball, so I don't see any kind of flagrant play right there, but the fall lost his balance, Johnson, and got caught in the air, landed on his back. Looks like he's getting up, so I tell you, it looked bad. I don't think it was a flagrant though, but certainly I'm not paid the big bucks like the officials to determine that.
They're taking a look at it. It was an aggressive play on the ball, contact up top, leading to the tough fall, and he's going to have to shake that off.
Yeah, thankfully, he's okay. Like he's in the huddle now. He's moving okay. May have startled him more than anything, but that could have been much, much worse. Just attacking the rim, and it looked like there the defender for Grambling State, Jalen Johnson, tried to make a play on the ball. And they grabbed his arm there, and you fall like that. Sometimes you worry about your wrist because you're trying to
We've
brace
seen
yourself.
That before, yes.
And thankfully, that young man is up.
We talked about this being a physical game. This is a rivalry. You know a little something about that. Here's a look at the flagrant rules. Flagrant 1, avoidable, unnecessary contact or hooking, pushing, holding a player from behind to prevent a score. Flagrant 2, of course, excessive, severe, or extreme contact with an opponent while the ball is live. So this is what the officials will be deciphering between. And it looks like they made a decision. And it was Jalen Johnson there who picked up the foul on the play.
I mean, first of all, it was a great job there by Jackson State attacking that pressure zone defense. And a beautiful cut there. I didn't think it was excessive. I'm not batting 1,000 on these types of situations. I'll be very candid with you, but.
So you say flagrant foul? You think flagrant?
I think it was just a common foul.
A common foul.
I really do. I think the fall is what really made it how he fell. But as we see here, he went up with authority. Well, no, from that angle there, it looked as though possibly Johnson hit him in the head.
So it has been upgraded to a flagrant 1 on Jalen Johnson.
And in that last angle we saw there, you saw the contact to the head, which is immediate call for a flagrant 1 right there. So thankfully Johnson from Jackson State is okay and be able to get up and shoot these flagrant foul free throws. If it were me at my age, I'd be out for a couple weeks. I'll just be honest with you.
I'd be out too for a couple weeks.
To be young,
He's still grimacing. All right, he'll shoot these free throws. Juwan Johnson, 6'7" junior. Had a season high 10 rebounds in their last game against Florida A&M.
And he has really earned more minutes this season for Coach Mo Williams. I mean, Mo Williams, he runs the floor so well. He's added that three-point shooting, versatile on defense and offense, and just a guy that makes things happen on both ends of the floor for Jackson State. And so, thankfully for them, he's healthy and knocked down both free throws.
Oklahoma Community College transfer, first season with the Tigers. So again, flagrant one on Jalen Johnson. Dante Jackson is going to go deep into his bench. Mo Williams has a tighter rotation for Jackson State.
Yeah, Dante Jackson very, very reliant on his bench. Plays a lot of guys. Certainly tries to wear down the opponent with the depth they have.
An 8-0 run by Jackson State.
Grambling State goes to man-to-man, making an adjustment there during that stoppage.
Adams wants three and swish.
And Michael, you said it best. I mean, he's 5'8", with shoes on, but plays much, much bigger. His presence is felt on both ends, and Adams continuing with his stellar play.
One of the engines for this Jackson State squad. Miss from three, tap out. And now it's Mikhail Stevenson with the handle. Johnson. Nowhere to go. Step through, puts it up and off. Rebound. Colte Young.
And that was great post defense there by Young, contesting without fouling on that defensive possession.
Adams. Ooh. Oh, crossover. Pull up. Won't go down. He wanted that one.
Yes, he did.
15-8 lead for Jackson State. Inside, Johnson in a crowd, kisses it off the window.
And that was payback. Johnson was down here trying to guard Chase Adams. Rim run, got down the court, had the mismatch. They found him. Loved his patience and able to deliver on the inside.
That Johnson bucket stopped an 11-0 Jackson State run. There's Johnson in there with the rejection out of bounds. And we have a timeout on the floor.
And when the big fella is in the game, run the floor, find him. He takes his time, gets the easy two. We got a game here in Newark.
Oh, please. New episodes of the Steam Room Podcast weekly.
Welcome back to Newark and the Invesco QQQ Legacy Classic. I'm Stephanie Reddy, and I'm joined by a very special guest, Dr. Scott, who is the Vice President for Intercollegiate Athletics. Thank you so much, Dr. Scott, for joining us.
Hey, thank you for having me. What a great atmosphere, right?
Yes, and I'm sorry I didn't say for Grambling State University. I got to be very clear. What does this event mean to your school?
You know what? It's huge for us. Everybody understands and recognizes Grambling's brand as being one that's international. This gives us an opportunity to really do it in the #1 media market in America. And so, you know, everybody knows who we are. You know, everybody knows about the history, the tradition, especially that's attached to football. You know, we've got great basketball. We've got, you know, great other sports, baseball, softball, tennis, bowling, and the like. And so it gives us an opportunity to really extend our lens, so to speak, really push the brand forward with other opportunities in other sports.
And you happen to be facing a familiar foe in Jackson State University. Explain to the fans at home what this relationship is like between these two schools.
Well, you have rivalries and you have heated rivalries, right? So, you know, the Grambling-Jackson rivalry has been a heated one as long as all of us can remember. And so when you've got, you know, your neighbor, you know, an hour and 45 minutes down the street, we just call them the folks down I-55. We don't ever really refer to them by their name. Of course, we're the real Tigers. So, but no, it's a great rivalry. It's one that's intense in any sport. Doesn't matter. It's one where, of course, respect is given, but it's one where both sides are looking at, obviously, you know, beating the other. So, you know, it's a great opportunity for us to play them, and we look forward to, of course, beating them in other sports as well.
I love that. So this is not just about basketball, though. When you come to this event, the players that are here, they get more than just a basketball game. What was it like for this group when they got to do the other components?
You know what? It's an experience. You know, I tell our student athletes all the time, you know, it's about the holistic student athlete experience. Obviously, you know, we educate and inspire through sport. right? And so that's our mission statement. It gives us the opportunity to really extend and expand through sport and being able to come to New York. Listen, it took me, twice as long in my life than it has, for our basketball players during this trip. Our football players, we were here in early August versus Hampton and an opportunity to really play and enjoy the New York area as well. And so even for our band, for our auxiliary groups, this is an opportunity, not just to get out and extend and grow the brand, but also to develop that holistic experience by getting out and experiencing new things. So we're very ecstatic about that opportunity as well.
And part of the experience for these student athletes is, as we mentioned, obviously the basketball game, but the financial literacy component. And your team specifically, you got to go to an NBA game, the New York Knicks, because as we all know, maybe the fans at home don't understand, one of your most famous alum is Willis Reed.
The Willis Reed.
The Willis Reed.
And listen, Willis Reed was an NBA Hall of Famer, is an NBA Hall of Famer. He had his jersey retired, of course, in Madison Square Garden. We got a chance to actually see that firsthand. But we took it a step further a couple years ago. Of course, we named the floor after him. We hung his jersey in the rafters. And, of course, we made a tunnel in his honor to really give him his flowers. And it's been a privilege for us to do that, while he was still with us. Obviously, as he transitioned last March, we had an opportunity to really pay homage to all that he's been able to accomplish, not just in the state of Louisiana, but in the NBA as well. And so it's a great opportunity for our guys to get back and see the court where he built his life on and really tie that back to their experience and attending Grambling State University and really understanding what's possible, right? And so, if Willis Reed can do it, all of our student athletes can do it. And so we've got that opportunity. Everything is here for you. For anybody out there want to attend university, everything you want, everything you need, everything that you aspire to be, you can be at Grambling State University.
I think it's amazing because you all, as you mentioned, named the court, and you had the tunnel that's named after him, and you got to do it while he was still living. This group of players now has that permanent connection with an NBA Hall of Famer, so they get to see it. And as we all know, exposure is half the battle. Dr. Scott, any last parting messages for our fans at home, something maybe we don't know about Grambling State?
I will tell you this. This is a great environment, a great atmosphere for our men's basketball team. Shout out to our women's basketball team who's playing Jackson State University in Jackson, our softball team, our baseball team, our tennis, bowling, all of our sport offerings. Just a wonderful experience. We're looking forward to getting those opportunities in other sports as well. Just so happy and so proud to be here. Before I go, of course, I've got to tell my wife and my boys hello at home. Hi, Renee. Hi, Traylon. Hi, Travian. I love you all, and this has just been an outstanding opportunity.
Well done. Thank you so much, Dr. Scott, for your time. I appreciate it. Hey, guys, take it back.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Stephanie and Dr. Scott. Here's Cook lining up at three, leaving it short.
And when Dr. Scott said heated rivalry, the heated was really emphasized. Yeah. I felt it. I love the rivalry.
There's a block there from Johnson. This game, the battle of the real Tigers, as Dr. Scott mentioned. Our second game will be the battle for the real HU. Cook, the rebound off the miss. And Jackson State gives up nearly 80 points a game. Grambling State stuck on 12. And a foul, missed shot by Evans. Johnson had the board but lost it. The other way, Mumford cleared for takeoff, throwing it down.
And Jackson State on that possession sent 4 guys to the offensive glass. They are known for dominating the glass. But if you don't get the ball, you got to get back in transition. Chase Adams was in the corner there. So there wasn't great floor balance defensively in Grambling State with the easy 2.
One of the ways to get their offense going, buckling down defensively. This is O'Neal, the turnaround, and that falls. Again, first game back after missing the last 2 with concussion symptoms. 19-14. Grambling State has won the last 3 in the series. Good low post position. A coup. Couldn't get the hook to fall.
That was a great seal, though. Just could not convert there, but I love attacking the zone, finding the post guy right there in the middle.
They're shooting 29% in this first half. Adams pulls the trigger. No. Rebound inside. Secured by Stevenson.
And you know right there, 4 guys from Grambling State on the glass on that last rebound.
Mid-range Mumford, no. Jackson State Tigers by 5. Evans.
Good defense.
Yes, stayed right there with him. Evans getting it back. Gonna fire from deep. Bottoms. Ken Evans Jr. with the tray.
As they say, good offense trumps good defense. Oh, that was deep.
They are now 4 for 11 from three-point range. 5 points for Evans.
A little bit of a dangerous time here for Grambling State. They can go through lulls where they don't score. They've had opportunities, but this zone is giving them all types of problems.
Inside, Smith is fouled. And Jordan Smith will shoot free throws after the timeout.
Right here, no one back on defense, and Munford all alone.
Pace, bro. It's like we're walking it up every time. We got to get out and try to get some easy ones.
Up on defense. Hey, 3-quarter, front to post. We tie up. We load it up. We load it up. In to out. In to out.
Both coaches mic'd up. Mo Williams, second season as head coach of Jackson State. He's from Jackson, Mississippi, former Mississippi Mr. Basketball in the NBA. Won an NBA title, was an all-star second-round pick in 2003. Had a 52-point game with the Timberwolves. You had some overlap with Mo Williams.
I did.
Days.
Played against him, a great player. Obviously, he's done a great job here with this program, and I applaud him for coming back to his hometown and all his experience and success and really continuing to build this program. He has his son is on the team, or excuse me, on the coaching staff as well, and he runs a lot of NBA sets. So his impact and wisdom to be able to share with these young men is really quite incredible.
More on Coach Williams. Let's check in with our Stephanie Reddy.
Well, guys, you heard in that soundbite Coach Williams talking about in and out, in and out. He wasn't talking about a dribbling move. He was talking about where he wants the ball to go, in the paint and then out. That's his philosophy. He told us yesterday that they don't run a lot of plays. They run action. He wants his team to make reads on offense to force the defense to have to make tough decisions.
And that's fascinating. You know, we see a lot of spread offense nowadays, but you mentioned a lot of NBA sets from the 2010s. If you will.
Yeah, from his era,
yes.
You know, and certainly letting guys play, putting them in positions to score as offensive rebound there, Trayon.
Four points for Trayon Johnson in 10 minutes, third straight game in the starting lineup, and it's an 8-point advantage for Jackson State. Under 6 minutes to go in this first half.
Grambling State has done a good job at times sealing inside.
Oh, swish.
Wow.
Outside look. Terrence Lewis.
And I talked about, like, their three-point shooting has improved these last 8 games. They have come out here tonight, and they have been efficient.
Yes. Lewis didn't even play in their last game. Hitting his first shot tonight. Here's Cook inside. O'Neal. That shot left short. And quickly up ahead and out of bounds. That's what Coach Jackson wants them to do. Push the tempo. That time, that pass a little bit too high.
And a short clock right there. It was a contested three from deep. But Lewis stepped up with great confidence, knocked that down. So far, sometimes you're going to have to knock down those threes against this zone. I do like, though, when you attack the zone, either off the bounce or with the pass. You have to penetrate a zone and not just stand around the perimeter. But thus far, Grambling State's knocking down those threes.
Evans. And now it's Young. And O'Neal in the crowd. Kick out. Young will air ball. Offensive rebound. Cook, who puts it through.
And Jackson State's offensive advantage is on the glass. I mean, the Tigers rebound 33% of their misses. The highest offensive rebound rate in the SWAC. So you have to block out Jackson State. Grambling State not getting it done.
6 second chance points for Jackson State, and there's a bucket inside by Jalen Johnson.
He was triple teamed right there. Found a way to get it in.
He showed some aggression early in this ball game on the offensive end. Adams, the runner, left it short, and a collision under the basket. And it'll be Grambling State basketball.
Now, Adams did not make that shot, but he did the right thing. He attacked. He penetrated the zone, got into the paint, just could not convert. And that's what you have to do. Attack. Put the zone under pressure with the pass or the bounce.
Lewis. And now it's Moten.
Oh, they're battling inside.
On the shot clock. Kick out. Dozier nearly lost the handle. Shot clock winding down. Blocked by O'Neal. Johnson has it, but couldn't get it off in time. It is a shot clock violation. Suffocating defense from Jackson State.
And just a textbook defensive possession there from Jackson State. Contesting without fouling. A great block ultimately leads to a shot clock violation. They're hooping out here today.
Only in Peters, March 1st.
The Invesco QQQ Legacy Classic is brought to you by Invesco QQQ. Proud to support students and student athletes on and off the court. 26-21 advantage for Jackson State, and G-Hill are getting it done beyond the arc.
They really are. They've come out from downtown, got out in transition, shooting the three with great confidence. Of course, you see Adams knocking down 2. So obviously Grambling State running that zone, daring them, Jackson State, to shoot threes, and they have done it, shooting 33% from the three-point line currently.
Back to live action. Chase Adams at the controls. Second in the SWAC in assists per game. Here's Adams on the move. Kick out. Colte Young rimming out on a 3. Jonathan Aku, the board. 5th rebound for Aku. Approaching 3 minutes to go in the first half. Burnett picking up the dribble. Yeah, this defense.
Yeah, Grambling State, though, they're not afraid to go late into the shot clock.
And Jalen Johnson is not afraid to go into a crowd, drawing contact. It'll be free throws for Jalen Johnson.
Jalen Johnson has shown his comfort level in getting down there on that low block and scoring in uncanny ways, drawing fouls there. And a short clock right there, inside reverse. 2-3 guys bumping into him. And so a lot of guys will try to avoid the contact. He's embracing the contact, and with that frame, you can afford to do that.
59% free throw shooter on the season, knocking down the first. The Invesco QQQ Legacy Classic is brought to you by the first ever Toyota Grand Highlander. Jalen Johnson, a graduate student, played 3 years for the Bulldogs at Alabama A&M, 1 year at UW Milwaukee.
And right now, Michael, for Grambling State, the pace is right where they want it to be. They want to slow this game down. They want Jackson State to run their offense. They don't want this to be a track meet.
Inside, missed shot by Cornelius. And almost running into our table, Kofor. Here's Moten with the handle. Kofor. Now it's Moten penetrating. Can't get it to fall. Aku, the offensive rebound, and he's fouled on the interior. Jonathan Aku has been aggressive on the glass. 6 rebounds now. And they're calling the tie-up.
They're right there getting to the rim. 2 guys come over from Jackson State, and Aku not being blocked out. Opportunistically there, gets the rebound, and it looks like they called either a walk or maybe a jump ball there because
they called a jump. Possession with Jackson State. They lead by 3. They've led the majority of this first half. Both teams trying to get back in the win column, coming off of losses. Evans at the controls, gets a screen from O'Neal. Between the leg dribble, kick out. Cook the pull up, no. Offensive rebound, O'Neal.
And once again, the offensive glass. This is their bread and butter, the Jackson State Tigers.
Oh, the ball bounces right over to O'Neal, laying it in.
Now, did Cook pass that? Did he tip that?
I have to see the replay, because that might have been a pass.
I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say it was, which is impressive.
Give him the assist.
Give him the assist.
5-point lead. Burnett, baseline drive, and now a kick out. Moten spinning, nearly lost it. Burnett, good look at 3. Money.
And kind of a junk play right there. It looked like Jackson State was about to get a steal there, but the great awareness of finding Burnett in the corner, knocking down that corner 3.
Under a minute to go in this first half.
And these teams are getting after it.
Cook. 10 on the shot clock. Cook penetrating. The runner won't go, and a blocking foul is called against Grambling State. Antoine Burnett helped to his feet.
Yeah, give Burnett credit right there. I mean, stepping in, trying to take a charge, sacrifice his body, just hit a great corner 3 there. It's just a little late there with his rotation, but anytime one of these teams penetrate, there's help. I mean, they are not leaving their defender on an island. Bodies will come. So if you drive, you may find an open shooter somewhere, because these defenses are definitely collapsing and playing physical brand of basketball.
Zeke Cook from Starkville, Mississippi, had 18 points, 6 boards in their last game, and not able to connect on the first free throw. 4 points, 5 boards so far this afternoon.
Yeah, he's someone who really thrives there on the offensive glass. Zeke Cook, I mean, almost 3 offensive rebounds a game. So his activity, his energy, and just anticipation helps and contributes to this team on the glass for sure.
He looks a little like Bill Bellamy to me.
Oh yeah, well, Bill Bellamy's from New Jersey.
From New Jersey. It is side by side. We'll keep it here. 35.7 to go in this first half. And it's Jackson State with a 29-26 advantage. No surprise we're seeing toughness and grit from Jackson State when you consider how they started the season, G. Hill. 13 games on the road. They had a stretch over 2 months where they were only home for 12 days.
Yeah, we had a chance to visit with Mo Williams yesterday, and he really kind of walked us through and explained just how challenging that was. And not only were they on the road, but they were on the road against some really good opponents, quality opponents. And they had a good win on the road against Missouri early on. But just how difficult that can be for a team. But also, it can be a team bonding experience. You got a lot of some new faces here. Got a lot of returning guys as well. But Mo Williams making the best of a situation.
Yes.
And, you know, sadly, sometimes on HBCUs, you have to go on the road early in the season to generate the kind of revenue that helps with the budgeting of your program. And so Mo Williams is very honest about that. And I'll be honest, the shooting from 3 right now from Grambling State, impressive.
Terrence Lewis with another 3. And how about this ball game? All knotted up at 29.
It's robberies, man.
Yes.
Anything goes.
Final possession for Jackson State. Adams splitting the double. Kick out. No good on the 3 by Evans. Battle for the ball. Johnson is rejected inside by Aku. And how about that? After 20 minutes, we're all tied up. Grambling ending the first half on a 10-3 run.
And what they've done, they've shot the three ball well, 50% from three, and they've managed to only give up 4 second chance points here in the first half. So the defense, the rebounding, and the three-point shooting on display for Grambling State.
Our Stephanie Reddy is with Mo Williams.
Thank you so much, Mike. Lots of lead changes back and forth. Now it's tied. How do you pull away?
Well, it's going to be like this the whole game. I mean, it's two good teams, two well-coached teams. The game is really good, officiated both ways. So I expected a battle. You know, we got to go out here and make our adjustments at halftime and come out here and get the win.
Speaking of adjustments, what most concerned you in the first half?
Well, just loading up. You know, we know their guys, and I think they're getting a couple good looks on our help defense. So we got to be loaded up, and we got to get the ball out in transition and go because they're trying to sit back in their zone.
All right, thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, we are tied up at 29. Great action here at Prudential. Second half action on the way. Halftime report coming up. 29 all here in the Invesco QQQ Legacy Classic.
Oh man, it's an honor to play in the Legacy Classic.
It's good to play on the national stage, get to show people what HBCUs are really about.
We take a lot of pride in represent. It's big because we get to represent something bigger than just us.
You know, that opportunity to play in something like this. I just want to show the world what we got.
Welcome back into the Invesco QQQ Legacy Classic halftime show presented by Army, and a nice three-pointer there from Chase Adams, and a little flex right there. We are all tied up at 29. Let's send it down to Terrence J for a performance from the Jackson State Sonic Boom of the South Mini Pet Band.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is about that time. Welcome to Newark, New Jersey. We are back for year 3 of the Legacy Classic. Please make some noise. Now, the basketball action has been crazy, but right now we about to keep turning it up another notch. Please welcome, all the way from Jackson State University, the Sonic Boom of the South Mini Pep Band, under Director Roger Johnson and Associate Director Kevin Johnson. Let's go.
Ooh, lots of dancing in here in the Prudential Center. What a sound, what a band. That was amazing. There is so much more fun coming up very soon, right after this.
Forever a champion.
Got to make shots. That's what it comes down to. You wide open, you got to have pride to knock them in. At the end of the day, it's really our offensive struggles right now because you're defending and you got to get to the rim. They're not calling calls. You got to be aggressively attacking the basket. You got to go through their chest.
Ooh, go through their chest. Some great insight there from Dante Jackson. And look at this. Terrence Lewis, three-pointer that tied the game. It's an intense one here at the Legacy Classic. So much more coming up.
Half briefing presented by the U.S. Army, all knotted up at 29. Grambling State ended the first half on a 10-3 run. They knocked down 5 of their 10 triples in that first half, and Dante Jackson going deep into his bench, a 16-5 advantage for the Grambling State Tigers in bench points, led by Jalen Johnson with 8 points. For more on Grambling State, let's send it over to our Stephanie Reddy.
Thanks, guys. Caught up with head coach on the way outside of the locker room, and he said he was concerned about giving up too many offensive rebounds. They gave up 7 offensive rebounds to one player. I looked it up. Of course, that was Trey Johnson. He said they've got to play with a quicker pace. He wants to make sure they're pressing the issue, continue to push the ball.
Thank you, Steph. What'd you make of that first half, G-Hill?
Yeah, I mean, I think Grambling State, to his point, they gave up 8 second chance points to all those offensive rebounds from Jackson State, but the three-point shooting was great. They can just get a little sharper on the offensive end. They'll have a chance here.
Lane opens up from Moten, getting 2, and Grambling State on top, first lead since it was 8-7.
And sometimes when you're playing a zone defense, as Grambling State has done most of the first half, it's hard to block out. You're not really blocking out a player, but it's a position.
Cool with the rejection. Dozier leading the break the other way. Pull up from deep. Moten can't hit. Rebound Evans. Quickly ahead. O'Neal kisses it off the window for two. We're tied up again.
And that's right there. That's Jackson State basketball. Get down the court quickly to score. Grambling State transition defense is a must.
Jordan O'Neal, an Alabama State transfer, tying this ball game up. Moten and stepped out of bounds.
You talked about Jordan Smith. As you see, Michael Moten getting to the rim uncharacteristically. No one there for Jackson State. Some missed assignments. You talked earlier about Jordan Smith. I mean, he's a guy who last season was so good for this team. Just high energy, great athlete. And got hurt there in that SWAC Conference Finals game against Texas Southern when they lost.
There's the bucket. O'Neal. Mid-range J makes it 33-31. Jackson State.
And he's played well the last 5 games. 15 points, 7 rebounds, and shot that with incredible confidence.
This is Dozier. He's yet to really get going in this ball game. Falls down, gives it up. Here's Smith. Gonna fire to beat the clock. Does not draw iron, and it's a shot clock violation.
And I think that's why Dante Jackson wants this team to get out in transition, because trying to execute against this pressure is not easy at all. And that possession right there was Mo Williams, Jackson State Tigers defense at its best.
We've seen really good stretches of tough defense by Jackson State. Here's Adams. Now Evans will find Cook. O'Neal. Couldn't find Johnson inside. Nice bounce pass, deflected and stolen. Here's Moten quickly the other way. This is what Jackson wants, getting to the action early. Dozier going for the reverse and draws the foul. He will shoot free throws. Just 3 points so far for Kentavious Dozier, averaging 14 points on the season, the leading scorer for Grambling State. And he's just 1 for 4 so far.
And it's a good sign for Grambling State. Your leading scorer not really going, and you're in the game. So, but I liked right there, he didn't settle. He attacked the closeout and is now able to get to the free throw line. And maybe this will get him going here in the second half offensively.
Yeah, he started the ball game with a three-pointer to get the scoring started for Grambling State. The Invesco QQQ Legacy Classic is brought to you by the first ever Toyota Grand Highlander.
And so many times you're an offensive player and, you know, you're just not in the rhythm. Maybe you're not making shots, and you get to the free throw line. You see the ball go through the basket, and just something as simple as that can get you going offensively. So it'll be interesting to watch Dozier as we continue on.
All knotted up at 33. Evans. Jackson State taking their time. Pass inside. And Jordan Smith, hand caught in the cookie jar, called for the foul.
And it's interesting, this defense, it starts as a 2-3 and then switches to a 1-3-1. But I love the flash into the post there by Trayon Johnson. And all you can do defensively in that situation is wrap them up, which Jordan Smith did. And thankfully they're not in the bonus if you're a Grambling State Tiger.
O'Neal couldn't get that to drop, diving on the floor, and got to be careful there. Jordan Smith is tied up, and Jordan O'Neal kind of had his arm kind of hooked around. Could have been a dangerous play.
Always worry when the ball's on the ground and people are diving on the floor. We saw that last week with, you know, Joel Embiid in the NBA and Kuminga diving on the ground. So thankfully no one's hurt there, and possession arrow Jackson State.
Chase Adams will get it across, averaging just under 10 points per ball game. O'Neal finding the seam, blocked by Aku.
And that was fantastic, Michael. I mean, great contest without fouling by Aku.
Mid-range J, no good from Smith. A cold start both ways to start this second half. And Aku, a little bit too aggressive, fouling O'Neal from behind.
And that's the sweet spot against a 2-3 zone. Right there, like just below the free throw line. And flash in there, receive the ball. You put so much pressure on the defense. And Aku, he's done a great job tonight defensively, particularly against the size of Jackson State. Picks up an ill-advised foul.
Evans in the corner. And now Adams over to Cornelius, who just checked into the ball game for Mo Williams. He'll fire from deep, left it short. Rebound Moten. Here's Grambling State trying to get into it quickly. Dozier flips it up and in. A little English off the window.
I like his game. A lot of strength with his size. Physical guard right there and showing his ability to convert at the rim.
Dozier now with 7 points. O'Neal taking the contact, bucket, and the foul. Jordan O'Neal now in double figures with 10 points. And back and forth we go. All tied up, 35-all, second half action at Prudential Center.
Welcome back to the Invesco QQQ Legacy Classic. I'm Stephanie Reddy, and I'm joined by another very special guest, Vice President and Athletic Director for Jackson State University, Mr. Ashley Robinson. We appreciate your time so much.
Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Okay, so this situation for your school is special not just because of this basketball game, but all the other things that are involved. What does it mean to you guys?
I mean, it's huge for Jackson State, for recruitment, enrollment. It's huge for our student athletes. It's huge for our students, our band, our cheerleaders, all our alums and supporters to come out and get a great experience at Jackson State University. And this experience here, this experience is very grand for us, and this is a very good experience for our students.
So I had a chance to speak with Dr. Scott on the other side, and he talked about the rivalry between these two schools. What is it like for this situation, even though you're in a neutral territory?
It's nothing like a Grambling and Jackson State rivalry. Regardless of where it is, the history is deep in all our sports. We have a great tradition. Only 2 or 3 hours down the road from each other, so this is a deep rivalry for us. Jackson State and Grambling will always be a good showing for both universities.
So I brought up Dr. Scott. I saw a little twinkle in your eye. For the fans at home that may not know this, you all actually played basketball in the SWAC during the same time. So what was that experience like, and how has the relationship been since then?
It's been a great experience. You know, we played against each other. He played at Southern, I played at Valley, both basketball guys. Great experience, and for us to see this for our student athletes now, you know, the experience that we have, to enhance that experience and make sure they have a better experience at our university in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. For Jackson State, for Grambling, we want to make sure they have a great experience for our student athletes.
A little bird told me that there's always a little back and forth between the two of you, no matter what sport is being played.
Right. Oh yeah. It's a rivalry. You know, we're great friends, but when we're on the court, you know, it's a deep rivalry for us. So we both like to win, or we both competitors. And, you know, at Jackson State, it's all about winning.
Now, you also have a very deep, close relationship with Mo Williams, the head coach. You played high school basketball together along with Trey Johnson, the associate head coach.
Right. We all played ball together. You know, just a good story. Our head women's basketball coach, Tamika Reed, played at Merle. Mo Williams played at Merle. Myself, we all was there at the same time. And we all grew up in the city of Jackson. So we're giving back to our community. Jackson State is giving back to us. So we want to make sure that we get the great experience and we come together as one and show people it can be done in Jackson, Mississippi.
Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
All right, Mike.
Thank you so much, Steph. 39-38, action picking up here. And it's Evans on top. Love the conversation about the rivalry as Cornelius gets the runner to fall. Yet another lead change in this ball game, the 11th of the afternoon.
And you know, the ADs for both schools, friends and rivals, but whoever wins here today, oh, you know, they're going to be talking about that for some time.
It is such an honor and a privilege to play in this ball game. Both VPs talking about the brand and this stage, national notoriety, playing in this Invesco QQQ Legacy Classic, out of bounds.
Well, it's great exposure, great marketing for these programs and these schools. And you can see Jackson State in Mississippi, as he said, 2 hours down the road. My former teammate in the NBA, the guy that I played the most games with during my 19 years in the NBA, Jackson State's Lindsey Hunter.
Oh. Johnson almost got that to go down. Yeah, Lindsey Hunter. Terrific career in the association. That's a nice little trivia question right there. Who played the most games with Grant Hill?
Lindsey Hunter. 402 games. And Lindsey went on to bigger and better things than playing with me. He won a championship in 2002 with the Lakers, and then in 2004 back with the Detroit Pistons.
There's some other notable alumni from Jackson State. Walter Payton and
Sekou Smith.
Oh man, Sekou Smith.
Yeah, he is missed.
Cornelius with the miss inside. And here comes Burnett the other way. Bounce pass on the interior, and Smith is fouled by O'Neal.
And I love what Jordan Smith did right there. I mean, he ran the floor so hard and just kind of planted himself right under the basket. He didn't run to the three-point line, made himself available. And Burnett was able to find him inside. Of course, Smith now at the free throw line, shooting 2.
Smith is 6'7" senior. He was named the SWAC preseason defensive player of the year. You mentioned earlier, Grant, injured late last year, tourney time, only played 8 minutes in that loss to Texas Southern in the SWAC tourney final. Similar numbers to what he had from a season ago. Shooting efficiency down a little bit, but important piece for Grambling State.
One of the returners from last year, some new faces. Obviously, Dante Jackson understands it takes time to build that continuity, but Grambling State team last year really had some horses there.
Yeah.
Came close to an opportunity at the final to dance in the NCAA tournament.
Colty Young can't hit. Here comes Dozier the other way. He's found a little bit of a rhythm here in this second half. Now Smith on the smaller Adams. Penetrates and misses. Cornelius lost the handle, and a foul is called. Jordan Smith called for tripping. It'll be Jackson State basketball.
Jordan Smith had Chase Adams on, drove to the rim there, but fell into the ground there. I think his foot hit the ball, so I'm not sure if that was a foul or a
they
kick
said he
ball.
kicked the ball.
An inadvertent kick, but kick ball nonetheless.
Kick ball. There's 3 team fouls for Grambling State, 2 for Jackson State. 41-40. Young, baseline drive, rejected by Smith.
Great block.
Comes Moten the other way. Inside, Johnson had a good first half for the Tigers. Battling, throws up the hook, no good. Rebound, O'Neal. 12:20 to go in this second half. And Cornelius stepped out of bounds.
And you see a lot of frustration right now from Mo Williams, just really offensively. Turning the ball over, stepping out of bounds, going to the rim, getting the shot blocked. Just not executing the way he would like coming out here in the second half. And neither team able to really get any kind of rhythm or flow offensively, in part because of this hard-nosed defense on both ends.
8 minutes going by in this second half. Johnson turns inside, puts it up and in.
That was impressive. Great footwork and great patience there from Johnson. Doesn't have great lift, but knows how to play the angles and, of course, put that ball in the basket.
He's hit 4 of his 6 shots. He has 10 points. Cornelius in the corner, won't fall. And Stevenson the rebound.
And nothing to the basket right now from Jackson State. Everything outside on the perimeter because of his defense.
Modi taking the contact, foul on the floor. It's on Keontae Cornelius.
The great patience, rip through the slippery eel. Like Kevin McHale back in the day with Johnson. I've liked his poise and patience on the interior. Right now, Grambling in control.
Hey, sprint back, we're in a man, match up. Match up, we're in our 5, match up, load up, rebound the ball. Hey, get stops and run, see what we get. Try to attack that paint, don't settle for no threes.
Got to take some pride in the boards, man. Too many boards, and we got to get to the free throw line, so we can't just settle for jump shots. It's a fast break. You got to go attack that rim, baby. Go dunk the ball. Be aggressive. Go take the contact. We fine. Let's go.
Both coaches giving out instructions to their teams. 3-point ball game near the midway mark of this second half. Moten fouled hard by Cook. Grambling State has outscored Jackson State 14-11 so far in this second half, and we'll look to add to that here with Moten going to the free throw line.
That's great awareness there. Moten had the smaller Adams and a whole side to himself, so just backed him down and was very patient there. Beautiful ball fake. Got Z Cook to commit and draw a foul. I mean, just took his time, backed him down, spun move. Thankfully, no one got hurt right there, but Moten showing his footwork down low.
They call him T-Mike. Splits a pair of free throws, 44-40, Grambling State.
And also this defense for Grambling State. I mean, they've limited Jackson State to 1 shot opportunity. Jackson State had 12 offensive rebounds in the first half. They have 0 here in the second. So keeping them off the glass a priority for Coach Dante Jackson.
They've missed 9 shots in this half, Jackson State. Evans, shot clock winding down, gonna have to put it up. And the crowd does not get it off in time. And now it's Grambling State with the suffocating defense forcing the turnover.
And Michael, what I really admire about this defense at Grambling State, it's a zone defense, but with real like man-to-man principles. And so the communication, the trust, but also playing with high energy. A lot of times people think zone you can relax, but no, you got to play it paranoid. And certainly Grambling State has done that, and it's taken Jackson State out of their rhythm.
Good look, Jordan Smith trying to find Moten inside, and Moten was fouled by Chase Adams. First foul on Adams, but the 5th team foul on Jackson State. Johnson attacking Cook, turns, flips it up and through. Jalen Johnson now with 12 points on 5 of 7 shooting. Grambling State trying to get some separation. This is their largest lead. They're on a 7-0 run.
Jackson State, this zone is giving them problems. That sweet spot there is right at the free throw line. If somebody would flash in there.
There is Cook. Step through. Now it's Adams. Clock winding down again. Bucket and the foul. Chase Adams. 3-point play opportunity for the 5'8" point guard.
And you called it best in the first half. Plays bigger than his size right there, and really bailed out Jackson State on that possession. Shot clock was going down, and he just drove, threw it up there, and got fouled. 3-point play opportunity here for Jackson State. They needed a bucket here desperately on that last possession.
This is his second season with Jackson State. Averaged 8 points per game last season. Salt Lake City Community College transfer. It's 46-43. Smith shadowed by O'Neal. Moten, 10 points in the game. Kept the pivot. Nice speed. Burnett got the lay-in.
What a pass right there from Moten, but give Burnett credit too. Froze the defender there with the little shoulder fake and able to score the easy two. And right thing, everything's clicking now for Grambling State. Right there, that's the sweet spot.
And to O'Neal. O'Neal has to kick it out. Adams goes to the midi and connects. Chase Adams now with 11 points. Leading scorer now for Jackson State.
And he recognizes that his team needs to score, and taking over here a little bit now for the Jackson State Tigers.
Elevating his game late in the second half. And with some blows, we have a foul on the floor.
Right there. It looks like he's lost. He almost walked off balance. Finds the cutting Burnett right there, and using the rim there as a shield, able to kind of get to the other side. Moten, too, has played well. The impressive play of both point guards on these teams. Fun to watch.
Oh, nice feed off the inbound. The lay-in from Jordan Smith off the pass from Stevenson. 50-45. As you mentioned, that offensive execution picking up for Grambling State.
And right now, look, this Jackson State team, they're using a lot of clock. Really kind of befuddled right now with this zone defense.
And an offensive foul. Zeke Cook putting the shoulder into Stevenson.
And that might have been frustration right there. Zeke Cook just trying to make something happen there. Great defense. Sliding his feet. And Stevenson drawing the offensive foul. The previous possession, Zeke Cook fell asleep on that back cut on the unbound out of
cookies.
bounds.
Chase Adams the steal. Gives it over to Evans. Cook pull up, and it rolls in. Defense to offense for Jackson State.
And once again, Chase Adams getting those Pepperidge Farm cookies and getting an easy scoring opportunity.
Under 8 minutes to go. Inside, Moten puts it up and in. For Michael Moten. 12 points for Moten. Adams. Cook. Good ball movement as they work it around. Grambling State all over him. Evans takes a hard foul, and he'll shoot free throws.
I like that driving right there. He ran into the wall of Jalen Johnson and a little bit banged up, but I like the aggressive play. Right now, this timeout, Jackson State, they need to figure some things out here, particularly on the offensive end.
52-47 Grambling State. You're watching the Invesco QQQ Legacy Classic. This ball game tightening up here at Prudential Center. Michael Grady, Grant Hill, Stephanie Reddy. And it's Ken Evans Jr. at the free throw line to cut into this current lead for Grambling State. It's been a solid second half for the Grambling State Tigers.
Yeah, they really have made the necessary adjustments there at halftime, particularly here on this defensive end, causing all types of trouble. Jackson State in the second half, only three-point attempts. It's really interesting. I mean, collectively, they took 29 three-pointers in the first half, both teams, and here in the second half, only 4. So a lot of attacking the rim and the paint. And really just, I think, it's been stellar defense.
Opportunity here for the Tigers. No, Aku couldn't get the flush, but he's fouled. Has some words for Zeke Cook. It's a rivalry, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, indeed. And a great confrontation there at the rim. Zeke Cook unafraid. Aku going up with authority. But after that free throw, Jackson State, a little full court pressure, and Grambling State answered, attacked the full court pressure. 2-on-1 opportunity. The big fella shooting 2 free throws.
Jonathan Aku, 6'11" senior. His second season at Grambling State. Knocks down the first. HBCU Go delivers the best in black college sports right to your home or mobile device. Go to hbcugo.com or download the TV app on Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire for the full HBCU Go experience. Couldn't hit the second. Moten there for the offensive board. Aku crashing the glass and is fouled again.
Once again, falling asleep on the defensive end. Jordan O'Neal just didn't block out. You got to squeeze the defender there, keep him out of the paint, and Aku follows his miss and back to the free throw line. Lapses of concentration is a no-no if you're defensively, if you're Jackson State, particularly down, trying to get back into this game.
Foul was called on O'Neal. That's his third. Zeke Cook also with 3 fouls. And Aku knocking down the free throws. It's 55-49.
2-2-1 3/4 court pressure just to kind of slow down Jackson State. Let them use up some clock here as they get into the half court.
Adams, 11 points in the ball game. Over to Cornelius on the attack. Adams won't take the 3, will penetrate off glass. No. Rebound Johnson.
Once again, no offensive rebound for Jackson State. Grambling State doing a great job there boxing out in that zone.
Johnson. Penetrating, kicks it out to Stevenson. Shot clock winding down. Stevenson's going to have to make a play. Pull up in the corner, no good. Aku the offensive board, but a foul is called. It's on Jonathan Aku. It's going to be his third.
I'll tell you, Jonathan Aku and Trayon Johnson, 2 big bodies battling inside. But yes, he did push off a little bit right there to secure that offensive rebound. Good call.
This is game number 1 of our doubleheader in this Invesco QQQ Legacy Classic. Hampton and Howard will follow. Under 6 minutes to go here. Cornelius from distance, no. Rebound Burnett.
And not a great possession there offensively for Jackson State. He didn't really get the defense to shift and settled there for a very deep 3-pointer. Well, you really aren't playing with great rhythm on offense.
Stevenson getting out of trouble. Attacking. The lay-in won't go. Rebound secured by Jackson State. Evans pushing the tempo. Cornelius kicks it out. Adams for 3, short.
And I actually like that possession. Get a stop, get out in transition, play with pace, create an open 3 opportunity. Chase Adams just could not convert.
Game tightening up, under 5 minutes to go in this second half. Moten, elbow jumper, gets it to fall. How about T-Mike?
T-Mike playing with such confidence. Just looked real easy there, getting that 2 in the mid-range.
Jackson State calls timeout. Michael Moten with 14 points, 9 coming in the second half, and it's an 8-point advantage for Grambling State. Back here in Newark, taking a look at some legends from Grambling State. Eddie Robinson, Doug Williams, and 2 legends for the Tigers. Doug Williams, Super Bowl MVP, setting records at the time for Washington in that Super Bowl. And again, just icons, G. Hill. And Dante Jackson even joked with this. You know, he's won a couple of regular season titles there with Grambling State, and says no matter what he does, it'll always be considered a football school.
Well, it's true. I mean, over 100 Grambling State alumni have played in the NFL. You got Hall of Famers. I think Willie Davis, Charlie Joyner used to play for the San Diego Chargers back in the day, Willie Brown. So it's definitely a football school, but Dante Jackson is trying to build his basketball legacy with this program.
And trying to hang on to what's an 8-point lead at the moment. O'Neal getting up for the offensive board, and he's fouled.
And I think that might be the first
offensive rebound of the second half.
I mean, give a lot of credit here to Dante Jackson. His team showing a lot of grit and toughness, but O'Neal on the glass there and get an opportunity to get to the free throw line and maybe set up some ball pressure here full court. Try to get back into this game if you're Jackson State.
O'Neal shooting 66% from the free throw line on the season. Can't get the first. He's leading the conference in block shots.
Ooh. Like a pogo stick there, getting that rebound, but great contest. And nothing has been easy offensively here in the second half for Grambling State. I think they only scored 16 points. No, excuse me. They scored 21 points here.
Yes.
In the second half.
28-21 in this second half, and it's 57-50.
Grambling State's done a really good job against this full court pressure. Valuing the basketball is definitely a point of emphasis here for Dante Jackson. Don't let Jackson State get turnovers and then get out in transition.
Because Adams is a ball hawk. And there he is with the strip. Evans pushing it the other way. Dribbles out of trouble. Evans, long range, rimming out, cook the offensive rebound, kick out. Adams for three, short, and out of bounds. It will stay with Jackson State. Some missed opportunities from the perimeter for Jackson State. Is 57-50. 3:45 to go in this second half. Screws tightening here at Prudential Center.
Don't waste a day. Forget the other options and stick to plan A.
Let me tell you something. It's a vibe.
It is a vibe in here.
Swag surfing here at Prudential Center. Good ball game. Grambling State leading Jackson State by 7. 3:45 to go in regulation. This game number 1 of our doubleheader. Hampton, Howard on the way. A lot of blue in the building. Rivalry games.
And a lot of time left. I mean, a lot of time in this game. So Jackson State can't panic, can't rush. Just have to execute on both ends of the floor. Almost a turnover there by Evans.
Adams gives it up to Evans. Short. And the smallest player on the floor, the offensive rebound. Colton Young getting the roll. Really impressed with Adams and his hustle plays that he makes for Jackson State.
Yes, indeed. Very impressive. And almost a 5-second violation there.
Johnson missing the shot but fouled, and Johnson will shoot free throws.
And he is so good at using his body there. And Adams on the glass finds his open teammate there. And Colty Young scores the easy 2, but on the other end, beating that pressure, Johnson initiating the contact. Not really a high riser right there, but just understands how to use his body and gets to the line. He's just not efficient at the line converting these free throws here tonight.
59% foul shooter. Mikhail Stevenson checks back in for Grambling State as Contavious Dozier takes his seat. And it's Johnson getting 1 of 2. 6-point ball game. 3:10 to go in the second half. Evans from deep knocks down the tray. 3-point ball game. More pressure from Jackson State. Johnson dribbling around traffic. The Euro in the lay-in. 15 points for Jalen Johnson.
And Jalen's showing his perimeter skills. I love it.
It is 4-on-5 right now, and Mo Williams calls timeout. Jordan O'Neal standing on the logo and having an issue with that right leg. And he's pressing that right foot. Jordan O'Neal with 11 points, 6 rebounds. And in quite a bit of discomfort.
I'm not exactly sure what happened. May have planted wrong on that previous defensive possession, and obviously great concern right now by the athletic training staff at Jackson State. And he's grimacing. He is in some obvious discomfort right now. Thankfully, he's able to walk. Maybe I spoke too soon.
Yeah, he just felt that sharp pain once again. And he just got back into the lineup for Mo Williams. He had missed the last 2 games due to a concussion. And now it's a foot injury that's going to send him to the tunnel. Going back to the locker room.
Like I said, thankfully he's walking on his own now, jogging a little bit. So, but as Jalen Johnson goes to the rim, looks like he might have. I didn't quite see it there. He doesn't appear to be in pain, at least on that play, but thankfully he seems to be okay.
Here's Adams. Oh, rimming out on a tray. Out of bounds. It will stay with Jackson State. Adams now 2 for 8 from 3-point range. You see O'Neal getting attention there in the tunnel.
Maybe it was a cramp. It looks like they're stretching his calf right now.
Evans. And that pass out of bounds. It was not deflected. It's a turnover.
And that was great from Michael Moten right there. Just a great contest there, forcing the turnover. Missed opportunity for Jackson State on that last play.
Stevenson surrounded. And a timeout called by Grambling State with 2:15 to go in regulation. And both teams trying to get back in the win column. Grambling State lost on Monday to Arkansas Pine Bluff. Both teams 8-12 on the season. Grambling State 5-2 in the SWAC. Jackson State 4-3. $60-55 is our score. Again, our coaches for both teams mic'd up for sound today.
We got to guard, dribble, drive. So we say we coming down on the man, they get to run action. That's why we can't run down. They just come back in the zone, making them make shots. We ain't making no shots. They gonna stay in it.
One possession at a time. One possession at a time. Grinding time.
Showing off the moves. It's just a special event.
It really is. It really is. To see the community come out and support, the energy in the building, the enthusiasm. You have some dancers, not only on the court with the cheering squad, but also the fans and alumni.
We have the bands this year. We have bands at halftime. We'll have 2 band performances in between games ahead of Hampton taking on Howard in the battle for the real HU. In the meantime, we have 2:15 to go in what's been a great ball game. It's been quite the physical battle between Grambling State and Jackson State.
And right now, 2:15 left in the game. This is a big defensive possession for Jackson State. They come out in a 2-3 zone, so Mo Williams trying to throw off the rhythm here of Grambling State. They got to block out and rebound in this defense.
In the corner, Moten got the rainbow 3 to fall. Mike Moten.
That was a big-time shot right there.
And now the pressure's on Jackson State. Adams with the answer, money.
I'll tell you, these guards, these point guards have both been huge for their team.
Moten has 17 for Grambling State. Adams has 14 for Jackson State. 5-point ball game. This is Young all over Stevenson. Stevenson around a Johnson screen. Nearly lost the handle. Smith lines up the three. No good. Rebound secured inside. Burnett. Bucket. And the foul.
And right there, Grambling State taking a page out of Jackson State's book. Long shot. Active bodies on the glass. And once again, Burnett in the right place. Draws the foul. Looks like Chase Adams reached in on him, and Burnett with the three-point play opportunity. If Grambling State wins, obviously the play of Tremichael Moten and probably Jalen Johnson and Jonathan Akou, but he's been an X factor. Just has made timely plays, three-point shots, defensive plays, taking charges, and right there, a big-time rebound and finish.
None more timely than that bucket, completing the and one. Pull up three. Evans, no. Oh, how about Young? Talk about a pogo stick, tipping that up and in. 6-point game. Going back to Burnett, he has 6 boards, all in the second half. And Dante Jackson will call timeout. 54 seconds to go here at Prudential Center. Grambling State leading by 6. The Invesco QQQ Legacy Classic is brought to you by Invesco QQQ, proud to support students and student athletes on and off the court.
Now the last few minutes here, Dante Jackson has done 2 timeouts in situations to avoid turnovers. They have 1 left. Valuing the basketball, coming to meet the pass if you're Grambling State. Can't assume anything against this pressure.
Johnson, crossover, inside, finding Smith for the throwdown.
I'll tell you what, Jalen Johnson has been impressive. A nice football pass and catch. And of course, great assist as well.
Evans, the Young, and the net shot blocked. Smith getting up, Moten the other way, nifty lay-in won't fall, rebound secured by Young. Time running out on Jackson State. Evans can't hit, rebound, and Evans threw it out of bounds. It'll be Grambling State ball.
I thought on that last play, Moten could have held the ball or at least dropped it off right there. But really give credit to this Grambling State team. A lot of grit, a lot of toughness here. Made the adjustments at halftime, and they have worked here, blocking out, playing good defense, just taking Jackson State out of any and all rhythm on the offensive end.
And another timeout. It'll be the last timeout for Grambling State with 18.7 to go in regulation. It was Grambling State that eliminated Jackson State in the SWAC tournament semifinals last season. A win today would be their 4th in a row over Jackson State. You mentioned Jalen Johnson. His physicality in this ball game has made a difference for Grambling State.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, great footwork, great size. I love his patience. Wonderful touch at the rim. Look, showing a little ball handling there. Ball fake, getting to the rim. He has really been a force for the Grambling State Tigers on the interior. Timely buckets, rebound, defense. Just brings a confidence about him to this ball club. And you want the inside-outside attack if you're Grambling State. And you got that tonight from that man, Jalen Johnson, and Tremichael Moten.
Yes, he kind of set the tone early with that hard foul. It was called a flagrant, which something you don't want to see, but kind of sent a message how he was going to play this entire ball game.
No question.
It'll be Burnett to work it in with Cook watching him. And over to Moten. And it looks like they'll be able to. Nope, there was a foul there on Chase Adams. (68-60). And the double bonus, so it'll be Tremichael Moten at the free throw line. He had 26 points on Monday in a loss, knocked down 4 threes, kept that momentum going. He has 17 points on 7 of 14 shooting, adding more at the free throw line now.
And Michael, you talked early in the game how Dante Jackson really relies on his bench. and plays a number of guys who've gotten minutes tonight. 10 people have played. I think that may have worn down this Jackson State team.
We talk about the minutes. Ken Evans has played this entire ball game. Chase Adams has played this entire ball game, to your point.
I'm tired just thinking about that.
It's made a difference. It's war of attrition. 19 points for JaMychal Moten. 14 in this second half. A reminder, second game of our doubleheader. Hampton taking on Howard. Battle for the real HU.
Look at you starting stuff.
Look
at you starting stuff over here. Okay, all right.
Keeping the momentum going.
You're instigating.
Pirates and Bison. You're going to throw it down coming up in a little bit here at Prudential Center.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was Michael Grady talking.
You're going to instigate too.
Oh, man.
Instigate too. We got some great personalities in that rivalry.
Oh, we do.
Some big names, and that'll be a lot of fun. That's coming up after this one. (70-60). Grambling State about to get their 9th victory of the season and improve to 6-2 in conference play.
Yeah, peaking at the right time and winning against your rival can really just be even more of a launching pad as you get into February.
Evans, corner three, and he's fouled beyond the arc. And they're getting Mikhail Stevenson with the foul, so it'll be free throws for Evans, who again has played the entire ball game, 4-15 shooting. He has 13 points.
Right there, Dante Jackson was looking at Stevenson like, why? Why foul in that situation? But Grambling State's built enough of a cushion, and 8 seconds left. It's not really matter.
We talked about Jackson State being road warriors, and this is a tough, hard-nosed team. I don't think when we get to the conference tournament anybody's going to want to face Jackson State.
No, not at all. I mean, this team is big, they're strong, they're athletic. Did not have the best of games here today, but certainly more than capable of prevailing in their conference tournament and getting to the NCAA tournament.
They dropped to 4-4 in the SWAC. As Jalen Johnson checks back in for Jonathan Aku. Aku gave Dante Jackson some good minutes, finished with 3 blocks in this ball game.
And at times has used both Aku and Jalen Johnson, almost like a twin towers out there with their size and strength.
Ooh. Oh, Smith hops, stepped out of bounds. It will stay with Jackson State.
Bounce off the vert. Man.
Impressive. 7.1, and Aku will check back in. And Johnson will take a seat. And Jackson telling us that he goes 10 deep. He's got a good mixture of veterans and youth on this roster. And so playing so deep into his bench, it's about right now and also about the future. Game number 1 of our doubleheader in the books. Grambling State coming out on top, 70-62 is our final. JaMychal Moten leading the way. He had 14 points in the second half, 19 overall. Jalen Johnson had 15 points. Antoine Burnett and Jordan Smith each with 8 points for Grambling State. Meanwhile, Chase Adams had 14 for Jackson State. Evans had 15. And Jordan O'Neal, who did check back in late in the ball game, must have been a foot cramp. Did check back in late. He had 11 points for Jackson State. Good start to this class.
Oh, great start. Really hard-fought game there, but impressive total team effort defensively from Grambling State. And then you talk about the inside-outside combination of Jalen Johnson and JaMychal Moten, those two setting the tone. So we got a little glimpse of the SWAC up here in the Northeast. And, wow, what a treat for us.
Definitely in the building. Team Mike and his teammates with our Stephanie ready. I think Stephanie's in there.
I'm over here. I'm waiting. Let them celebrate. Okay, let me talk to your boy. Hold on. Nice job today. Team did a great job. Talk about how you created separation here at the end and finally pulled away.
Just coming out of halftime, we talk. Know we got to stay together, just finish the game, and keep working.
Right. The depth of this team has really been an advantage. It was on display today. How important is that?
It was very important. We had we got too many good guys on the team. We had to put it together and get the win.
Thanks for stopping. Nice job. Go ahead and celebrate.
Swag in the swag. Michael Moten, big ball game for Grambling State as they get the victory, their 4th straight over Jackson State. Our final score here in Newark, Grambling State 70, Jackson State 62. Stay tuned for 2 more band performances coming up after the break. Then we'll have game 2 with Hampton taking on Howard. For Grant Hill, Stephanie Reddy, and the rest of our crew, I'm Michael Grady saying goodbye for now.
On Max.
Welcome back to the Invesco QQQ Legacy Classic. Michael Moten had a game, leading Grambling State to a victory over Jackson State, 70-62. Now let's send it down to Terrence J for the performance from the Grambling State Tiger Marching Band.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Legacy Classic. And I want you to please give a warm round of applause and welcome to the stage, coming all the way from Grambling State University, the world famed Tiger Marching.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for. This prestigious, electrifying, multi-talented band has performed in nearly every major stadium across the world. Africa, Tokyo, Spain, from the U.S. coast to coast, at the NBA All-Star Game, BET to stadium seats, the whole to the Super Bowl. They know our name. We are the world fame.
The world famous Tiger Marching Band, and the vibes were absolutely immaculate. More from Newark after the break.
Yes. Okay. What's up, homie? How are you? What's your name?
Brittany.
Nice to see you. Yeah, I'll take care of your stuff today.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, 10 pair, so whatever you need. This mom reminded me of my mom. Because whenever I see a single black female and a child, that was me and my mama. I used to wear one pair of shoes for 3 years straight. I used to wear 13, 14, 15, but I used to squeeze my feet in a size 13. Then I have to come home and wash them and make them look brand new, so when I go to school, kids don't talk crazy about me and have to fight. So I know the struggle, and I don't forget the struggle. And who's that? That's Grandma?
That's the other foot too.
That's Grandma?
They're going to come to us in about.
Grandma kind of fine, cuz. When is prom, Grandma? Is it coming up?
He has a dance, eighth grade dance this Friday. But, oh, wow, that's right.
And this what you walking in with. I don't care what you're talking about. Yeah. Hook them up. You like them? And I'm going to give you some money for a suit, too. I'm going to give you some money for a suit. Yeah, she's going to take you to get a suit. Walking that thing like this.
Give him the water.
Ooh, let me see it. Ooh. Listen, if the dance started at 8, show up at 8:15. You got a girlfriend? I'm about to say you will on Friday when you walk in on that ass. See me before you leave.
Nobody else can reach it.
How much?
It is 68, 43, 28.
For everything? No, but I bought him 10 pair too. That's it? Shalom, Bruce, love you.
Shaq will be doing more over the next few months than many mere mortals do in a lifetime. His only kryptonite? Time. Superman is starting to get that dad bod. Shaq needs to get back in shape, or at the very least, better shape than Barkley.
That's how we get started, right?
I'm retired. I don't have to work out. I can do whatever I want to do. But like sometimes when I look in the mirror, I'm like, man, you're losing it, big dude. I do not want my belly protruding over my belt line.
Nice, big fella.